Trailer reaction video for Deadly Premonition, you know the score.
Can you hear me?
I had to talk quickly
It's me,
before he spoke. That was the point. I think that's it for dialogue, actually. So I could have just waited, but I didn't. Anyway, familiar music, familiar visuals, if, indeed, you are a Deadly Premonition fan, like I am. This dramatic pan out, we can see various characters in these case files here for Deadly Premonition. 4 case files, very particularly arranged around a table, along with some red seeds on the right, a gun, some other things, coffee in the middle, of course. Deadly Premonition, the board game, which is not something I expected to ever be talking about in my life, ever. But that seems to be a running theme with announcements lately. A lot of games I didn't expect I'd really ever be talking about. Okay, so it's not an announcement of Deadly Premonition 2 or anything, although Swery65 has said in the past that he's interested in doing that sort of thing. Even said at one point he wanted to do a game all about the Raincoat Killer, which is the major antagonist of the original Deadly Premonition. Now, of course, if you've followed my career for a long time, you'll know all about my love for Deadly Premonition. My love for Deadly Premonition is perhaps almost as famous as my like of Breath of the Wild. It's a game that's very important to me, a game very near and dear to my heart. It is a game that has provided me so much entertainment and just a game I fell absolutely in love with. I said it was a game that, due to its very nature, due to its so bad it's good qualities, it's a game you could either give a 1 or a 10 to. To me, there's very little wiggle room. It's a very extreme game that deserves very extreme opinions. And for the amount of entertainment that game gave me, for the amount of laughter, for the amount of sheer joy, sometimes bemusement, but mostly joy, I could not give that game a 1 in good conscience, and it remains the most confident 10 I've ever given a game. It is perfectly what it is. And what it is hard to describe. I mean, you can compare it to Twin Peaks, of course. Twin Peaks is a massive influence on the game. It is as Lynchian a game as you can get. But even beyond that, there's stuff this game does, and there are liberties this game takes. And there's a nerve to this game. An audacity I frankly have not seen before or since. And I've gotta love it. I've gotta love it for that. Now, let's talk about the board game. We don't know very much yet. Details will be coming in the future. Quite soon, in fact. This was just the teaser. But it is a board game. Video games have been adapted into board games many times. In fact, we're in kind of a golden era for board games at the moment. I was at a gaming store for the International Tabletop Day this past weekend. And it's huge. Not just how well they're selling, not just the crowds that board games are bringing in now, but the diversity of what board games can be. There are so many unique and clever ideas coming out now, it's hard to keep track of them all. And board games based on video games are a thing. I bought the Bloodborne card game at International Tabletop Day, and the day before yesterday, rather, my Dark Souls board game came in. What I kickstarted along with a bunch of other people. So, yeah, Dark Souls has been adapted, there's a simpler word for you, into a board game. And I could see Deadly Premonition working, maybe as some sort of, investigative thing. In fact, the tagline is, a game of innocence, incrimination, and murder. So, what are we thinking? Cluedo with weirdness? Either way, it's some sort of mystery board game set in Greenvale, and I am perfectly happy with that. No, it's not a new Deadly Premonition game, but any evidence that the license is still being worked on is always good and always hopeful, so totally on board with it, happy with that. I am more than pleased to accept any sort of new Deadly Premonition in the world, be it board game, be it comic book, be it body pillow. I'm happy with there being more Deadly Premonition out there. Good.